So, I feel like I've been living under a rock now for the past few days. Mainly because I've been playing Black Mesa like crazy. So, yeah, I just kind of had to grab all the information before I came out here, so hopefully I do alright. This is Indie Spotlight. Welcome to Indie Spotlight, where we talk about indie video game news, trailers, and new releases, and we get them out there for you guys to check them out. As always, we'll be starting with trailers this week, and the first trailer that we have for you is Nave. Nave is a top-down shooter. I love those kinds of games, and this one just looks ridiculous because obviously, as you saw, you can get upgrades for your ship, and it makes it bigger to the point where you can literally be taking up the entire screen and just shooting everywhere with your ship, and it just looks so completely ridiculous and out there that I really want to play it. So I mean, I love top-down shooters. It looks very retro, and it has that just completely ridiculous element to it. I'm definitely going to check it out. The next trailer that we have for you is Trap Mansion. Trap Mansion looks actually really cool. It's got the top-down view, but it's a 3D game, and it's all about just avoiding traps while you're in this mansion. And it just looks like a lot of fun, a lot of just silly antics that go on in it. So it looks like something that could be for just about anybody. Running through a bunch of shelves as they fall, and all those kinds of things. It looks like it'll take some trial and error to beat it, but it definitely looks very entertaining, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. The final trailer that we have for you this week is called Why Am I Dead? Wait a minute. I'm not dead, am I? If I'm see-through, I'm dead. So hopefully I'm not see-through at the moment. Uh-oh. Why My Dead's about you trying to figure out who killed you. I'd like to know how I died right now. Anyway. So, you go around, you can possess people, and you can be a detective and try and figure out who killed you, and it looks very interesting. I like the idea of it. It actually reminds me of an old Nintendo game where you could do that. You could like mess around with the environment, and so this looks very cool. You'll be able to take different people and like ask questions, and obviously there's a lot of funny moments that can happen, so it looks very, very witty and comedic, so I'm very excited to see how it turns out. Oh, now I become solid again? Okay. What am I, zombie now? No. First bit of news that we have for you this week is obviously just what I've been talking about this whole time. Black Mesa is finally out, and it is amazing. I haven't beaten it yet. I am a good chunk through it, and it is just spectacular. Basically, if you can imagine, like if you've played Half-Life 2, if you can imagine playing Half-Life 1, but as if it was made for Half-Life 2, you get an idea. So it's not exactly the same game that Half-Life 1 was. They've redone a little bit of it so that it's a little bit more modern. The puzzles are a little different so that you have to think kind of like you do when you play Half-Life 2 rather than Half-Life 1. It's very interesting, and it's amazing how well this game has turned out. I am enjoying the crap out of it, and I am taking screenshots of it all the time as I'm playing. It's just so much fun. If you have not played it yet, if you have not downloaded it, go do so. It is free, and it is perfect. It is so amazing. I cannot recommend that game highly enough. Definitely go check it out. The second bit of news that we have for you is actually something I should have mentioned last week at the beginning of the week. The Indie Uprising soundtrack is actually available for download for free. It basically just has a bunch of soundtrack music from all the different games, and you can go and download it and check it out. It's a good way just to kind of get a feel for how the different games are going to sound and everything. So definitely go and download it and check it out. The final bit of news that we have for you this week is that there's a new indie bundle out. It's the Back to School bundle by Indie Royale. It's got 7 different games on there, such as Swords and Soldiers, Lunar Flight, and Cute Things Dying Violently. Again, it's one of those types of things where you can pay whatever you want. If you pay over $8, you can get some extra games, so definitely check it out. Alright, new releases that we have for you this week are obviously Black Mesa, Life in the Dorms, and Faster Than Light. Alright, welcome to Indie Uprising 3, the second week. We're starting off this week with Entropy, so let's take a look at the trailer. Entropy looks very cool. Looks like it's going to be a lot like Portal, where you have to solve different puzzles using environmental abilities and stuff like that. It looks much more complex than Portal ever was, though. It looks like there's going to be a lot of different things that you can mess with. Obviously, you can mess with time and different elements, so it looks crazy. And hopefully, you know, granted all these things work perfectly, the game's going to be amazing. I mean, it looks very, very cool. You can find over on Clearance Bin Review, as always, you can find a preview, an interview, and then an article about the company. And you can also find an interview by the Indie Mine over on their website. Alright, and you can find more about the game over at their website at entropy-thegame.com, and you can follow them over on Twitter at Autotivity. Alright, that does it for this episode of Indie Spotlight. Again, as always, if you have any information, news, trailers, whatever about indie video games, you can hit me up over at Twitter at twitter.com/daysrun, Ryan at twitter.com/masterblood, or VBGTV at twitter.com/VBGTV. I'm your host, Kyle Locke, and I will see you tomorrow when we talk about City Tuesday on Tuesday. How ironic is that?